There are millions of Jack Russell Terriers living as house pets right now in apartments and backyards with no connection to the job they were originally built to do. This is the first video in a series covering that history in full, where the breed came from, what it was actually bred to do, and how a working dog built for one of the most dangerous jobs in the animal world ended up as a sitcom prop and a family pet. This channel was called Auggie's Room, named after a 12-year-old Jack Russell Terrier who has spent his entire life defending a blanket with the same instincts his ancestors used underground. This episode starts at the beginning with the man who created the breed in the first place. John Russell was a country parson in Devon, England in the early 1800s and an avid fox hunter. In 1819, during his final year at Exeter College, Oxford, he purchased a small white and tan terrier from a local milkman in a hamlet near the university. Her name was Trump. She became the physical template for the breed that would later carry his name. Russell spent the rest of his life refining that template, favoring a terrier with a length of leg, a narrow chest, and a well-boned skull, and a thick, dense coat. The breed's defining traits were functional, not decorative. Hunters needed a mostly white coat to visually distinguish the dog from the fox inside a dark den. A narrow chest let the dog fit through the same tunnels a fox could fit through. The coat itself came in three forms: smooth, rough, and a broken combination of both. Each suited to different terrain and weather conditions a working dog would face outdoors for hours at a time. Russell prided himself on the fact that his terriers never killed the foxes they hunted. Their job was to go underground, corner the fox, and force it out of the hounds to finish. That restraint was the entire point of the breed. A terrier that killed on sight wasn't doing its job. A terrier that held its ground without finishing the animal was. That restraint did not apply everywhere Jack Russell's worked. Victorian England's overcrowded cities had a serious rat problem tied directly to public health, and terriers, including Jack Russell's, were widely used for pest control on farms and in cities starting in the 1800s. Rat catching also became formal entertainment during this period. Rat baiting turned into a gambling sport where terriers were placed in an enclosed pit and timed killing as many rats as possible, while spectators bet on the outcome. A dog named Billy set a world record in 1823, killing 100 rats in 5.5 minutes. That record stood for nearly 40 years before a terrier named Jacko broke it in 1862. The same instinct that made a Jack Russell disciplined enough to spare a fox made it fast and precise enough to become a betting spectacle in a different setting entirely. The rat-catching role included the First World War. Small terriers were sent into the trenches specifically to control rat populations that spread disease among the soldiers. Men were fighting one war above ground, and these dogs were controlling a second threat below it, in the same mud under the same shelling. It was not ceremonial work. Rat-borne disease could disable a unit as effectively as an attack, and the dogs assigned to control that threat were working animals with a direct impact on survival. The breed structure split during this same broad era. Some Jack Russells were bred with longer legs to keep pace with horses and hounds during an active hunt. Others stayed shorter, built specifically for going to ground and working tight underground spaces. That divide eventually produced two separate breeds recognized under different names: the Parson Russell Terrier and the Jack Russell Terrier. Despite sharing a common origin and for generations being treated as the same working strain. Kennel Club recognition did not come easily or early. For most of the breed's history, Jack Russell Terrier supporters actively opposed formal Kennel Club recognition. They argued that breeding for uniform appearance would come at the cost of working ability. The Jack Russell Terrier Club of America was formed in 1976 specifically to preserve the breed's original hunting function, rather than push for showing standardization. The American Kennel Club did not formally recognize the Jack Russell Terrier until 2012, close to 200 years after Trump was purchased from a milkman named Oxford. A breed built for a specific dangerous job spent the better part of 2 centuries being treated as unofficial by the organizations that define what counts as a recognized dog. Mainstream recognition came from an entirely different direction. Television and film introduced the breed to a wide audience with no connection to its working history. A Jack Russell named Moose played Eddie on the sitcom Frasier, a role that ran for the length of the show's 11-season run. Another Jack Russell starred in the children's television show Wishbone. Cast in literary roles from classic stories, millions of viewers met this breed for the first time through a screen, watching a dog perform comedic timing and costume work with no indication of what the same breed had been doing in trenches and rats a century earlier. Today, most Jack Russell Terriers live as house pets with no working role at all. But the breed standard, the temperament, and the instincts didn't change to match that shift. The same dog bred to make independent decisions alone underground, without a handler present to guide it, is now expected to sit calmly in a living room and take direction on command. The same drive that made it fast enough to set rat-killing records is the drive an owner is now managing in a dog park or an apartment hallway. Every trait a Jack Russell owner deals with today, the digging, the fixation on chasing, the refusal to back down from something much larger than itself, traces back to 200 years of breeding for a job that no longer exists in most of these dogs' daily lives.
Reverend Russell bred me for courage under pressure. The pressure today was a vacuum cleaner. I did not do well. "200 years of fox fighting instinct, and I used mine to guard a blanket. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them aggressively against the blanket. Nobody sits here. Nobody. Reverend Russell would be so proud or extremely confused. Possibly both. I've made my peace with it. The blanket has not. What are you looking at? Go home already.